Alright, welcome back to the podcast. Before we start, I'd like to remind you that we're on Spotify. Yay, there's more of us. Anyways, yeah, this is this Yay podcast. Yeah, we got one knee, Breadman, and me, the three hosts. There's three of us. Alright, we haven't done this in like a few weeks because one needs just decided to not show up along with two of our guests that were scheduled. Anybody have anything to say before we start? Alright, that's a good point. Awkward silence. Alright, let's check out today's options provided by Breadman.
Yeah, that's my job. I come up with the topic.
Alright, audio listeners, option 1 is effectiveness of comedy laugh tracks versus no laugh tracks. Which is better? Okay, let me turn down Breadman's user volume because I'm getting a reflection of my audio mic. So, my opinion is sitcoms, they use the laugh tracks, and it just really doesn't help. It's just like you're being told when to laugh. Like,
yes, agree.
Like, honestly, I would rather prefer no laugh tracks and just on the screen in big flashing text the words laugh.
Yeah, because at least you can like zone that out. But with laugh tracks, it's like, work. Wow, that's the funniest shit.
Yeah, Wendy, you're really funny. You're just bringing up the quality of the podcast tenfold.
Wait, what?
You were breathing into your mic. You're being that one guy on open mic. Not comedy, just like gaming.
I'm just that one guy. It's because I'm doing intense gaming right now.
Next, you're probably just gonna hear crunching out of his mic.
Start playing some music. It's gonna.
That wasn't crunching. That was aggressive slurping.
Then he starts saying the N-word, and everything goes to hell.
We remove. Hey, he's gonna say no. We're gonna get removed from the internet. What is going out? What demon have you released into your mic?
Okay.
Yeah, March break just started and all of us are happy because we don't have to go to class anymore. Yay.
Go to hell.
I'm happy because I don't have to see Graham for a week.
Yeah, I don't have to see one of you for a week.
I don't have to see you guys anymore.
Yeah, he just doesn't have to see us in general. He's lucky. Alright, next topic. Let me go to general in the Discord. Alright. Audio listeners, we got gross humor. Is it worth sacrificing comedic integrity for it? Absolutely. 100%.
No. I disagree hardly there. I very much disagree there.
Well,
let's talk about it.
Alright, my theory is you're not sacrificing comedic integrity if you have none to begin with. So if your entire...
Actually...
Yeah, it's a good point. And if it's comedy, you're not sacrificing any integrity. Well, if it is comedy, I think I said that.
Like,
but
wait, what?
Paradise PD don't have comedic integrity, so they use gross humor to try and get a laugh. So they're not really sacrificing. They just are annoying.
That's true, but if you have no comedic integrity, you're just annoying.
So
and that is why one knee is not funny. Alright. We're running through these topics really fast. It's 4 minutes and we're like 6 topics down.
We can circle back to the first
one. This is my last resort. Wait, what?
I'm gonna put you on mute pretty soon.
What? I've been on mute half this time.
Yeah, when you're not on mute, you're either
can't even deal with you. I can swear here, right? I'm gonna go to my closet.
Yeah, go into your closet.
Best recording sounds.
Alright, we're gonna have to spend a bit more time on these topics anyway. Audio listeners, we got fourth wall humor versus meta humor. Both of them suck. I'm just saying that because I actually forget what meta humor is. Is it like just deep fried images with the text beans on it?
No. Fourth wall humor would be kind of like, you know how Deadpool talks comics? That would be like fourth wall breaking. Humor would be like when he makes jokes in those comics. And then meta humor would be like in 21 and 22 Jump Street, where they make fun of the movie they're in without their characters knowing about them.
Alright, so they're just... Both of those, I was very wrong. Both of those movies are great, and they use the comedy, and the comedy writing was just amazing in those movies, if I'm being honest. Deadpool a bit more than 21 Jump Street. But, yeah, I'd say, I like, meta humor slightly more. Because I think fourth wall humor is just slightly overused.
I agree that I like meta humor a little more, because I feel like it's a little easier to do, and if fourth wall humor isn't done right, then it's just
What the hell are you guys talking about? I literally muted for 2 minutes. You guys talking about like meta humor.
My theory.
Can you talk about something, please?
No, I am talking about how we can implicate meta humor into this. Podcasts are terrible, especially with 3 people in them. See, we can do that here, except we're being aware of this, so it's not really meta humor.
Yeah, I feel like this would be kind of like a demented half-breed, inbred, incest cesspool of the two, and I feel like we probably shouldn't go there.
Yeah, I think our version of meta humor is just self-demeaning. Alright, next topic. We're still burning through these at like breakneck speed. We're gonna have to like come up with these on the spot.
Okay,
soon.
we got a lot of time for the Hollywood, so.
Yeah. Audio listeners, a while ago, Breadman's in the chat. Another topic, rating the dilfs of Hollywood. He suggests we put him into a battle royale. I think Ryan Reynolds will come out on top superior. He thinks,
I think Brad Pitt has a chance. I think he has a chance.
Brad Pitt, yeah, he's got a chance, but, you know, that's like comparing God to a sedated quail, and I'm atheist, so both of those are about the same. Not sure where I was going with that, but... Anyways.
Ryan will put up a good fight, but I think Brad might just pull out the... But we'll get to that later.
Wait, no, we're coming back around to that. Why do you think Brad Pitt is better than the great Ryan Reynolds?
Okay, well, here's my train of thought. Ryan Reynolds, great, apparently, supposedly a great guy. Very handsome.
Yes, that's true.
Very funny.
Mm-hmm.
But Brad Pitt is also all of those things. And not to shit on Ryan Reynolds or anything, because I love his movies. I just saw The Adam Project earlier today, and I actually enjoyed it, which is not something I expected from a Netflix movie. But he kind of plays a very slim range of characters.
Well, that's because...
The majority of them are the character with different names and slightly altered personalities, whereas Brad Pitt can, on one hand, play the guy from Ocean's 11, but on the other hand, play the guy who killed his wife from Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. So
that's a good point. Now, if are we going from an acting standpoint or just pure looks, personality, and
if it's looks,
Ryan Reynolds,
Ryan,
like
just saying that.
I think we're kind of meshing like all the categories together.
all right, so we gotta go like an average kind of way. I'd say Ryan Reynolds on a scale of 1 to 10, he averages maybe 15. Brad Pitt, 9.5 at most. I'm not even gonna state why Ryan Reynolds is a 15. He just is.
On a scale of 1 to 10, 15 isn't on that scale. So if anything, that kind of means Ryan Reynolds is a 5.
Now, explain why that is.
Maybe like a 1.5.
Well, okay. Because if you're going over the scale, you're going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. You've reached the end of the scale, but you still have 5 more points. So you restart. Go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You're at 5.
But then, what would you do with the 1?
Down
okay,
from
but
10. Then you're at 10,
okay, but
9, 8, 7, 6, 5.
okay, but here's my theory. What if we use improper fractions and stuff like that? So he'd be a 1.5, which therefore I'm wrong. But let's say Reynolds is at 200 on the scale, so he'd be a 20 out of 10.
It's true. That is true.
And Brad Pitt's still a 9.5.
If it's a 20 over 10, that's only a 2. I think you mean a 20.
Okay, now we're using reduced fractions. I can't beat that, so. Yeah, that just makes Ryan Reynolds a 5 out of 10 again.
Wait, let's also go at it who would win in a fight.
Ah, yeah, that's a good point. Ryan Reynolds, he would just like bargain Brad Pitt. Maybe like seduce him, I don't know.
I'm gonna look up both of their Ryan Reynolds. Gosh, my search history is gonna be a mess.
I'm gonna open up your browser. It's just gonna be a bunch of Ryan Reynolds physique. Ryan Reynolds naked.
Shirtless. All right, let's put them both in Ryan Reynolds shirtless. Okay, so this is from around his 20s. Very jacked. We'll go in his 20s. Brad Pitt as well.
All right. Which one is better? I'm guessing Ryan Reynolds in his prime, in his 20s, he's probably bigger than Arnold Schwarzenegger. Maybe Ronnie Coleman, but that's a big if.
No, he's kind of a thinny boy. I'm not gonna lie.
Thin? You're lying.
No. He does get some bulk like around his recently, like his 30s up. He gets some bulk, but in his 20s, he was actually kind of thin. He was very lean, nice, but not mean. Like he was very lean. He wasn't really ripped. But Brad Pitt was like. He was still on the lean side, but he was less lean than Ryan. Actually, that might be him in his 30s. Let's do 30s, because I feel like there's...
I feel like there'd be a bit more meat on them by then.
Yeah. All right.
But I'm still good.
That's about his... Yeah, that's his 30s. Okay. So I got Brad Pitt in his 30s, Ryan Reynolds in his 30s. Is there a difference between these two washboard abs? I'm not sure. Honestly, they look very...
Alright, let's put them in general. May have to blur these out because they're just too holy for YouTube eyes.
I don't know if I... copy image. Brad Pitt.
Alright, waiting on Brad Pitt. Watch their beat. Okay, that...
Oh shit, I copied the link. My bad.
Brad Pitt, 30s, he ain't got... Bro, Ryan Reynolds is 100% better. 100%.
No, like, look at Look at Brad's jawline, though. Look at that chin.
Look at Ryan Reynolds' just face and just, you know, just the entirety of him, actually.
That's face, and his hair is really nice.
Yeah. And if you look closely, you know, that photo seems to be from, like, maybe 2012-ish? Maybe 2015?
Ooh, so close. 2009, I believe.
2009. And if you look closely, he appears to be wearing a form of AirPod, if you look closely. So he's actually a time-traveling...
Those are headphones, sir?
No, those are AirPods. He's a time-traveling god.
I'm actually pretty sure it's headphones. This is from The Proposal. It's a movie with Sandra Bullock, Betty White, and Ryan Reynolds in it. The basic rundown is that Ryan Reynolds is an assistant, right? And Sandra Bullock, his hot, is an immigrant who is about to be deported. So she's like, yo, marry me or you're fired. And he's like, well, shit, don't got a choice. And then they fall in love, like classic rom-coms.
Well, that just sounds illegal. Like, just workplace harassment.
Oh, that is a crime.
I don't know how that is probably a crime. I'm not entirely sure, but I'm positive a boss, you know, dating his worker and threatening to fire them is definitely illegal.
Oh yeah, that's probably a form of sexual assault or harassment, but the just marrying to stay in the country, that is mega illegal. That is like 5 years in jail and deportation. So
yeah, that's true. All right, but back on the original topic. Ryan Reynolds beats Brad Pitt 9 times out of 10, and the 10th time out of 10 is when Ryan Reynolds has pity on Brad Pitt and draws it a tie.
Wait, hold on. I'm just gonna let's do in a suit as well.
All right, just to be sure. All right.
Ooh, with glasses. That's actually a nice.
Now, is with glasses for Brad Pitt or Ryan Reynolds? Because if it's just for Brad Pitt, that's unfair. Because sunglasses. All right, then it's totally fair. Yeah, see, Ryan Reynolds is 100% better. You know, I don't even need to see Brad Pitt to know that Ryan Reynolds is definitely better.
Brad Pitt doesn't have glasses in this image, but it's
because he's not worthy of glasses. Only though Ryan Reynolds himself is worthy. Yeah, who wears it better? Ryan Reynolds has oversized cuffs, if you look on the side, and oversized leggings, or Ryan Reynolds in the perfectly fitted suit.
Oh, and Ryan Reynolds is wearing an aviation gin pen. Ooh.
Wait,
I don't know.
Aviation. Wait, where? Pin?
It's the little pin on his suit.
Oh yeah.
Ooh, these are some just all around nice pictures. Hold on, let's just get some more pictures of Ryan Reynolds and Brad Pitt.
Just to be absolutely positive.
Clooney in the mix too. Got any more dilfs we can pit against each other?
That's really it, but I still think Ryan Reynolds comes out on top.
All right, what about
in both
young
ways?
Young Brad Pitt, and
no, I still think Ryan Reynolds moves on to the next battle.
Yeah, okay. So let's get Matt Damon, Ben Affleck. Okay, let's get Ben Affleck, Matt Damon, and then George. Oh, this is Matt Damon and Ben Affleck in the same picture.
All right, so we can get a good sense of height and all that stuff.
Yeah. So Ben Affleck is a little taller, but he's also closer to the camera. I think he's still taller, but I don't think it's by that height.
All right, now I'm gonna be totally honest. If I judge this, I'd be gay. So you know, Ryan Reynolds is the only person you can't judge, and you can judge and not be gay because he's just too good looking. Let's be honest, but these guys don't come nowhere near Ryan Reynolds. If I'm being honest, that's why I'm getting Jacob to do this for me.
I'm just saying, look at the jawlines, man. Ryan Reynolds doesn't. His jawline's nice, but it's not. It's not like Matt Damon or
Guys,
Ben Affleck.
can we please discuss something else?
All right, but
Like,
no, if you look at Ryan Reynolds' jawline and then look at the Giga Chad's jawline, you cannot tell the difference. It's
Like,
just
when you look at Brad Pitt's jawline, look at that chin, man. Look at that chin.
yeah, the chin on Ryan Reynolds is great.
But like, is it Brad Pitt great?
Absolutely, he does not have a chiseled jawline or anything.
I agree. Ryan Reynolds is not.
No, he has it. No, Ryan Reynolds has a chiseled jawline. That's for
Face,
sure.
it's not. Ryan Reynolds is like jawline and his chin work with his face, but I'm not sure if they're just like, you know, as good as say Brad Pitt's or Matt Damon's and Ben Affleck.
Now, I think what's really going on is, you see, Ryan Reynolds, he's always wearing clothing to hide the fact that he's absolutely shredded, and the real reveal that he's actually the Giga Chad. Why do you think you've never seen him in black and white?
You know how many nude scenes he's done in movies? I think we can tell if he's the Giga Chad or not.
Well, you see, you've never seen him in black and white, so. Or with a pump, if I'm being honest. I don't think there's been a workout scene in Ryan Reynolds movies.
There has.
Okay, but has he been in black and white in those workout scenes? Just
Well,
like I thought.
Ryan Reynolds in black and white. He does not look like the Giga Chad. He does look very attractive though.
Well, that's just
Great man,
normal Ryan Reynolds, if I'm being honest. Yeah, that. Why does that look oddly similar to Chris Hemsworth? Not Chris Hemsworth, Chris Evans.
Okay, maybe the pictures we got of Ryan Reynolds before weren't as flattering to his chin, because okay, I admit that is a very nice chin and jawline.
Alright, but let's get back on another topic. We've been talking about which is better, Brad Pitt or Ryan Reynolds for about 20 minutes now.
Yeah. I think the verdict here is that all of these dilfs, as my friends would call them, are attractive, except young George Clooney. He just looks weird.
Yeah, that's true. I think I think we've just kind of wasted time. Anyways, COVID restrictions lifting soon. Pros versus cons. Like, if I'm being totally honest, I think COVID isn't really a problem anymore because everybody's been vaccinated or has natural immunity or has both.
I'm just glad they're lifting because I have very easily irritable skin, so the masks make my skin itchy.
Honestly, I don't really mind the masks. Like, but that's probably because I just don't have sensitive skin, you know, like you. Weakling little skin.
If I didn't have sensitive skin, I'd be fine. But like, I do, so that sucks.
And the argument that you can't breathe through them, like, I remember that was popular during like the height of COVID. Like, it's just a piece of cloth on your mouth. It's not that big of a deal. You can definitely breathe.
Yeah, I ran home, or I biked and ran to school and home like all the time with masks. That's just a bad argument.
And like, yeah, I remember going to like the Canada Game Center, right? And I remember during the height of COVID, I don't think it was actually open, but I remember when they did open for like a small amount of time between like waves of COVID, in some places you weren't allowed to take your mask off, like basketball and such. I remember playing basketball there, and I was completely fine.
Yeah.
It's not like you're wearing 15 masks, you know, like Prot 5.
Also, I'm pretty sure there was a guy who wore like 10 masks while doing a marathon. just to be like, yo, they don't really affect your breathing. And he came like, I don't know, something not last.
Yeah, I'm assuming he could breathe if he finished.
Yeah.
Lenny, do you have an opinion on this? Is he? Oh, he's back.
Sorry, I was just texting my girlfriend. What is it?
All right. Do you have an opinion on the? Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
All right.
What?
Do you have an opinion on being able to breathe through masks? Like how bad that
Easy.
argument is.
People at the beginning of COVID over exaggerated breathing in masks so much. They'd be like, "Oh, it's so hard to breathe," and they'd have to put their masks down all the time. And oh, geez, it's so easy to breathe. I mean, it's harder in the 3-ply ones, but still, it's as easy as fuck. Like seriously, I don't know why people over exaggerate so much. Now I'm going back on mute. Screw you. Also,
Well,
I
it
love you,
does.
Graham.
No offense
I
taken.
will be fair. When it's humid out, it is hard to breathe in the masks, but that's just because it's hard to breathe when it's humid out normal.
Yeah. And also, just being out in humid climate isn't all that fun. So honestly, why do you go run a marathon when it's humid with that mask on?
Yeah, you'd die on lap. I don't know. It would be a very fast lap.
I'd probably collapse in 10 feet.
Yeah, that's fair.
All right, next topic. Putin's invasion. Could this lead to something worse? Absolutely. Next topic. Uncharted. The fall or rise of video game movies. All right, I saw this movie, and if I'm being totally honest, if you're into action movies, it's the middle of the pack. It's not bad, and it's not good. Makes it sound like it's a bad movie. It's not a bad movie. It's an all right movie. I give it 6.5 out of 10.
6.5. Okay, so it's not bad, but it's not great.
But if you're into movies with like actual stories and realistic stuff like that, like a boring person, then don't see this movie. But because you're like 90, anyways, the movie, I don't really know what to say about it. It's like I don't really know what to say about it. It's the most alright movie I've probably ever seen.
So would you say it's neither the fall or rise of video game movies, and that should probably be that the fall or rise should probably be like handed over to Sonic or something, like an actual
Well,
successful one?
there's been numerous video game movies before, like the Angry Birds movies that everybody forgot about.
Because they're garbage.
And the Super Mario Bros. Movie, that happened. It was awful.
Yeah. Fun, but oh my gosh, so bad.
Pixels shouldn't exist.
Wasn't great. Was kind of bad, but like
it wasn't a video. It wasn't good, but it also wasn't a video game movie. It was just themed around video games.
Yeah.
And probably just feeding off nostalgia, probably.
Yeah.
And even that was enough. What was the percent that got, actually? Let me Google it real quick.
I don't actually know. I wouldn't say that movie's like a waste of time. I'd say watching it once is worth it because there are a couple of good jokes, but like it's not that good. It's not.
12%.
That's fair.
Yeah, that's fair. And book movies too. If I'm being honest, there's really only one book movie I remember. Well, excluding Harry Potter, that franchise, I prefer the books because the movies, I mean, they're not bad, but the Diary of a Wimpy but the Diary of a Wimpy Kid movies, I remember going to see one when I was in theaters because I had nothing else to do. And I was bored, so I just went to see how bad it was. It deserved the 1%.
It was the long. Oh my gosh, I auditioned for that movie.
You did?
Yeah, I auditioned for Greg. I'm so glad I didn't get that. I actually don't even think I turned in the audition. I'm sure I never did it.
Well, that's a story and a half. You auditioned for Greg?
Yeah.
Why don't you
Yeah,
get back
actually,
on
now
the... Why don't you
they
get...
sent me a script and they, hey, read for Greg, and I immediately looked at the script and was like, I'm gonna throw this under my couch so my mom forgets about it and doesn't make me do it. No regrets.
I mean, that's... Just by reading the script, I'm surprised I didn't think, this is a bad idea. Why are we doing this? Yeah, but when you get back on the call, I got... Breadman auditioned to be Greg. Diary of a Wimpy Kid, Greg. Anyways, yeah. Book
It was a
movies,
great decision not to do it.
like, if you were in the Diary of a Wimpy Kid long haul movie, it would probably bring it down to a 0%.
I'm gonna agree. I'm not a good actor.
And, the video game movies. If you can do it right, there is no super good video game movie, because most of the modern video game movies would probably be targeted towards children.
Yeah. Sonic wasn't bad. It wasn't the best movie I've seen. It wasn't terrible.
I remember I missed the beginning of the Sonic movie because I was late. Like, there's my popcorn. Was like, not my popcorn. I ordered this this burger or something like that from the concession stand. It took 20 minutes. It shouldn't take that long. I pay like $20 extra for this food, and I could probably go out, watch another movie, and come back, and I would still be waiting for the food.
Yeah. We have two more topics, so I don't know if we should zoom through them or like really extend them out.
Well, it depends on the topic. Like, if it's super controversial, like Ukraine versus Russia, who will win? I don't think we should talk about that, just because...
But like the remaining two topics are Marvel, is it getting better or worse? And DC's film industry, is there?
Depends on our audience, really. Because if our audience is mainly DC fans, we're gonna talk the worst smack about Marvel. But if our audience is Marvel fans, well, we're gonna have to talk smack about DC. But we don't know our audience.
That's true, but I do enjoy both Marvel and DC. And I do believe DC's film industry is getting better, like with the release of the Batman, Suicide Squad, the new one,
Yeah, the new
and
one, the old
some are
one.
still.
Ooh.
Oh, the old one was just so bad. I can't believe they hired Jared Leto as the friggin' Joker. Jared Leto is like the friggin' Brussels sprouts of movies. Anything he's in is just 10 times worse. Oh my gosh, I
And like, the Joker really didn't even have to be in the movie, if I'm being honest. You could have just wrote the entire script just avoiding him.
Did you know he sent new used condoms to every actor on set because of his method acting with heavy quotations?
Well, his method acting's bad, just like the movie.
His method acting, that's not method acting, that's just being an asshole.
That's no, along on top of that, it's just a weird thing to do. I don't think that even the Joker would do that.
No, his reasoning was the Joker doesn't respect personal space. Yeah, but like the Joker also doesn't have time to send used condoms to his castmates, Jared friggin' Leto.
If you don't care about their personal space, just like go up to them and just shoulder bump them.
Yeah, give him a hug, not a used condom.
Like, sneak up on them and just whisper behind them. It's not about the money, it's about sending a message.
Zach. Like there's good method acting and then horrible method act. Like Heath Ledger's Joker, he method acted, except he wasn't an asshole to everyone. He locked himself in a room to like for a long time, and then he was just the Joker on set. But he still didn't like send used condoms to people or stab them. I don't think
Wait,
there'd
he
be a story.
stabbed people?
I don't think so, but I wouldn't be surprised.
It's not illegal, it's method acting. That is, if he stabbed him. That,
The knife stabs like Margot Robbie, takes her blood. Joker was here, haha, on the walls. It was method acting, not murder.
yeah, method acting, like, that's the solution to everything. You rob a store, it's method acting.
You
This
spit
really,
on a child and their parents in the balls. Method acting.
you accidentally run over, yeah, burn down
Method
Northland?
acting.
Method acting. You accidentally run over somebody's dog? Method acting.
Yeah, it's just
The Joker doesn't care about dogs.
Joker wants to eradicate all dogs.
That does seem like something he would do.
Yeah.
Not most Jokers, because they actually have like a point to get across, but the Suicide Squad's not the first one, the bad one, just Joker. He was just the worst written of all of them.
Yeah, like why was he even in the movie? And
I
why
think-
did they cast Jerry?
I don't know, like, probably just some bad decision making skills. Like, probably the writers and like the director probably was on every type of drug when they made every decision in the movie.
Yeah. Actually, who directed that movie? Was it Zack Snyder? Because if so, that would not surprise me.
No, he directed the original Justice League, but didn't he have to like stop directing halfway through? And they just made an entirely different one, and then the movie just bombed.
Yeah, they just made it worse. But like, he's not a great David Ayer. Oh, yeah. Not very good. Okay. You know who is good?
Who?
Matt Reeves. He's the guy who directed the new Batman movie, and that movie was like the best Batman since Bale. Like it was the best Batman movie since Bale.
I haven't seen it yet, so don't spoil it, but I'm just gonna take your word that it's good.
I won't spoil it. He's the same guy who directed War for the Planet of the Apes and Dawn for the Planet.
Oh.
Yeah. Pretty good director. That movie was actually, there were some scenes that could have been better, but it was all around a pretty good movie.
I mean, while we're on the topic of like good directors and like, I mean, I'm gonna bring in visuals into this. Have you seen Dune yet?
I have. That movie was aesthetically pleasing as shit.
That
No,
movie,
that-
yeah, that movie has the best like VFX I've ever seen.
Yeah. When I said aesthetically pleasing as shit, I meant like as shit as in like it was so good, not like it looked like crap.
Yeah, I know what you meant, but
Yeah, okay.
not in a way that meant the first thing, you know. But
Because like so aesthetic, so nice.
like, they nailed that. They absolutely got the effects and like just the visuals and everything perfect in that movie.
Yeah, like the writing and the pacing and the acting and the plot could have been better in a lot of the areas, but the VFX, oh yeah, that was amazing.
Well, it was heavily based off of the book. I don't know. I've read like 3/4 of the book before I saw the movie, so my opinion isn't like when I first saw the trailer for. I was about halfway down the book, and I saw one of the lines. And I was like, "What's in the box? Pain." And I was like, "Oh, they actually got a line from the book." It's like the first time I've ever seen that.
Yeah. I think Dune might be like an unmovieable book, honestly. Like a TV show I think could work, but not a movie.
Like the visuals and like just the grand scale of it. Like 20 years back, people have been, you can't turn that into a movie, and they turned it into a movie, which wasn't all that good, like the original Dune movie. But the
Yeah.
second adaptation of Dune was pretty good.
Yeah, it was enjoyable for sure. But I heard people call it a cinematic masterpiece. I would disagree with them there because it's a good movie. I just don't think it's the best movie of all time.
Visually speaking, though, absolutely
Visually
is.
speaking, that was a beautiful movie.
The writing, I think, might have just been a bit too complicated for. It's the Rick and Morty of movies.
Yeah.
You have to be 300 IQ to understand it.
I do think they could have picked some better act.
Yeah, some different choices in the actors might have been a good way to go, but I think the main character, they got a good character. They got a good actor for him.
Yeah, Timothy Chalamet is pretty talented, I'm not gonna lie. I don't know why people think he's handsome because obviously compared to any of
Ryan
the people
Reynolds.
yeah, like Ryan Reynolds, Brad Pitt, Ben Affleck, not George Clooney. George Clooney when he was young was not gonna lie, kind of ugly. Uh, but yeah, Timothy Chalamet does not hold a candle to any of these guys.
All right, next topic.
Actually, on the topic of Timothy Chalamet, have you seen Don't Look Up on Netflix?
Oh yeah, it's pretty good.
Yeah, that meteor was cool as shit. That also had some good VFX for the meteor.
Like, I understand like he wrote the thing during like the presidential election or the a while back, or was it the, I don't know, I read something on it and he said he wrote it during lockdown or something, and I think he unintentionally might have made it directed towards the government and saying, "Oh, they're not doing anything about the government." And I think that was when Trump was in power,
Yeah.
where he got the idea of the government just not doing anything or doing a very terrible job at it.
I like that movie. I think it was pretty good and funny.
Yeah, it was pretty funny. All right. Next topic. Marvel getting better or worse? All right. That's hard to talk about because there's a lot of people that like Marvel, me included. I like the movies, but
Yeah.
just expanding the universe and connecting all of the movies, like, it's good, but I just kind of want an independent movie. Or
Yeah,
like,
an independent movie while is really they could benefit from that. Because like
like
I I'd kind of say they're saying on a straight narrow. I wouldn't say they're getting better or worse because while there have been like some really bad movies like Captain Marvel or The Dark World, there's also been some really good ones like Shang-Chi and No Way Home.
hmm. But
So I'd
it
say there's kind of balance.
yeah, but to understand what's going on, you have to watch every movie in chronological order.
Yeah. And I do suspect that the shows on Disney Plus, you're probably going to need some of those to understand. You're probably going to need WandaVision to understand Multiverse of Madness, which I think is a little weird. You shouldn't have to rely on a streaming service to get what a movie, but they'll probably figure it out. So,
Like, and you have to pay attention to like the littlest things. And
yeah.
like, oh, Ant-Man moved this rock. 6 years later,
Shit.
Thor trips on it and just dies.
Oh crap, dude. We gotta get back in time and stop stop Ant-Man from moving the rock. That's not how time travel works. Whoa!
We have to kill Thor. This probably what's gonna happen, if I'm being honest, in one of the movies. Just they're gonna run out of ideas. The year is 2080. Marvel makes a movie entirely dedicated to Ant-Man moving a specific rock to kill Thor.
Yeah. I heard they're trying to set up like a secret invasion, like based off the Secret Invasion comics, which I'm super excited for because those are like my favorite comics.
Like I kind of want to, I kind of like to see them make like a Secret War.
Yeah, that would be.
Like Civil War, it was all right. It's just the entire movie was building up to about 20 seconds of fighting.
Yeah.
But we put like 2 fight scenes in there where all of the main characters like, "Ooh, I don't like you. Pew 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 pew. I throw a car on you."
Yeah, I'd say a Civil War with actual stakes would be a really interesting thing because that movie kind of didn't have any stakes because everyone knew the heroes were going to survive at the end. But like, I'd say a Civil War where like some of the heroes actually die.
And Infinity
Pretty
War,
cool.
that one actually had stakes because you thought, "Oh, the heroes are gonna win." Nope, psych, everybody dies. And then
Yeah, and was pretty good at subverting the ends. Unlike the Last Jedi. Ow! Roasted.
roasted. And then when you go into watching Endgame, it's so highly anticipated, and you still think there's gonna be stakes because you saw in the last movie they're not afraid to kill another half of the remaining characters.
Yeah.
And then they
And
brought them all back.
I like in Endgame how they didn't have like Doctor Strange be like, "Oh, Tony, I have the time stone. I'm gonna revive you," and they just let Tony die because otherwise that would just be like, okay, why do anything?
Yeah,
Doctor
why?
Strange can just reverse.
Like, why?
Like he could.
Okay, who's talking? Me or you?
Mm.
Or one me? Who's been here?
Live in.
What? Your mic cut out. I just heard.
I'm eating orange.
Orange.
More like dead space time we have to fill up.
We've got it. It's 48 minutes long. The recording is. Talking like Yoda now. I mean, we could end the podcast. I mean, we could go here.
I'm gonna be honest, if we do, that was probably our best episode yet because there wasn't as much awkward silence.
And you know,
I get it. It's because I wasn't there.
I mean, for Jacob, there was an odd amount of awkward silence because he just was sitting there the entire time.
Yeah. I don't know, like,
Want
I
to
feel
say
like
something?
citrus juice in my eyes.
Like, oh, he doesn't want to say anything before we end this episode. All right. Well, thank you for watching this
Good
episode.
night.
Yep. Good night. Remember forehead reveal at 50 subs, I guess. All right. Well.
And subscribe to Overheat because he's really cool, and I don't know who he is, but his content is so good, and he's so handsome, and he has really nice muscles.
Yeah, subscribe to this guy. The cursor is circling around. He has really big He's really big muscles, and he has a very chiseled jawline, more chiseled than Ryan
Well, thanks for
Reynolds.
talking about me like that.
He's alright. Alright, bye.